Let's get tactical. What's good, everybody? My name is Valor, and welcome back to Valtech Armory. And if you've been a subscriber to this channel for a while, you might recognize my original red and purple Lynx 2. Well, that thing was scrapped so I could build this. This is what I dub the FrankenLynx. It is sort of a mishmash of loads of different Lynx parts from different generations using an old, outdated hardware kit. So, yeah, everything doesn't fit quite right, but it also fits together perfectly, if you get what I mean. Now, to explain my sort of build here, I want to start with the front. I've got the Worker Nightingale flash hider, the gray one, over top of the standard rifled muzzle, and I don't usually keep this on there for games. I usually take it off, mostly for safety, but also because it's the perfect thing for Mega XL rifle grenades. Further back is the Ender Saves the Day sort of shroud. This is the more sort of tactical ribbed one. I think it looks really nice. It's not too flat. It has some nice greeblies to break up the lines and break up the sort of surface detail to make it a little bit more interesting. And that is matched up with the Sci-Fi remix by RZT4097 on Thingiverse, which includes this top rail section which elevates the rail, which is quite nice. Gives you a much larger sort of cheek weld and just helps bulk it out and make it a little bit more robust looking, and also it just looks really cool with all the meshing parts and everything, with the rail extending further back and everything, and it is sort of perfect for the sort of sci-fi, cyberpunk sort of PDW rifle thing that I wanted to go for with this build. One of the more subtle touches I did is I added the Rocket Arm Lynx flat trigger, which looks tactical as all heck, and it has a very nice feel to it, which I appreciate. I did increase the sort of sensitivity of the trigger by using the extra 5-degree cam inside the trigger system, which gives a very nice hair trigger, which I really like, as opposed to something that has a lot of slop to it and everything. I don't mind a little bit of take up, but the closer I can get to something like a hair trigger, the better. That's one thing for competitive, like I want something nice and heavy, so it's very definite whenever you're pulling it, but I don't want anything with a lot of slop, because when you fire, you want to be able to fire and not really have to worry about any sort of delay in your shooting, because like in that fraction of a second, someone could duck behind cover real quickly, and then you're gonna miss your shot. Moving further on back, I did add this custom little spacer here just to help snug up all the parts, just because some prints were out of spec and everything, just because of a little extra squish on the bed. But moving further back and below that is the Triangle Fabrication reverse angled magwell for the Lynx, which means you do have to load your Talon mags backwards so you can have it angled nicely. And one benefit, like the main benefit I really wanted with this, is the fact that the mags are angled away from your body, because if you've ever tried to use something like a Tachi mag in an original Lynx, especially without this this stock spacer, which by the way is by Nick Marvin or Nick Rari, depending on where you know him, it is just a nice little extension, gives you a few extra inches of stock, and also has QD points on both sides, which I find quite nice because I like using QD slings a lot. But in terms of having the mag angled away from your body, it means you can kind of tilt down a little bit without having the mags like bump into your chest or have to like tuck it under your elbow or anything, or under your armpit. And I've got man boobs. Anything that kind of keeps the mag from bumping into my extra fat is good for me, because as I'm using this, you'll notice here, I can turn this no matter what, even slightly tilt it down. I've got freedom. It does mean, at least with the thumb hole and also the mag sticking out, it means you can't really do movements like this as easily. You have to really kind of tilt it to the side. Something I don't really do much anyway, so it doesn't bother me that much. And the magwell itself doesn't have the standard Lynx release, at least the thumb hole one, because it's more set up like the Taurus, where if you bring your hand back a little bit while you're tucking in, it hits this little orange crescent shape, and that is your mag release. And I find that really simple, because I usually end up tucking the blaster in while I'm reloading, so it's a little bit easier to do so. And with the extra bit of practice to do that, it's quite effective, and it's a very well flared magwell. It's got plenty of space for you to have a little bit of an accuracy, but with enough drilling and stuff, it's perfectly fine. That's enough talking about this thing. Let's shoot this thing. Alright, we're about 60 feet away like usual with the higher powered blasters. This should be a bit of a cakewalk hitting the target with the Lynx. Got 2 reverse angled talons loaded up, so that should be, was it 18, 32 shots, I think that is, if my mental math is correct. But, yeah. What was up with that? Again, these are worn darts. There you go. One more, I think. That one's spun out. Oh. The catch slipped. Let's fire it. Looks like I need to do a little bit of maintenance on this. After I built it. Yep, again, these worn darts. Woo! Yeah, that was that bit. Maybe I've got a little bit too much power with this 16 kg in here. Because I've used this same setup with the barrel and the scar, and it's been just fine. So, it might just be a little bit too much power. I need to actually take this thing apart and get like a Silver Fox 25 or something. I'm gonna go dart sweep. And yeah, I do need to do a little bit of maintenance on this thing. It's been in the background of how many videos at this point, and I've not really had a chance to use it or really want to use it because I've had new blasters come in and I've wanted to use them a little bit more. So this thing is sort of sat on the shelf more as a sort of a memento, just like my Lynx 1 that sits on a shelf just off of camera. You can kind of see it. It's over on the shelf over there. But this thing is a very nice custom build, and that is kind of the benefit to platforms like the Lynx and 3D printing in general, because you can actually take these blasters and sort of kit bash and Lego kit them together, especially with the Sci-Fi remix, because it does have a separate version of this grip core that is designed to slot in with the Ender Saves the Day sort of barrel shrouds. And that is one thing I love about the hobby, is because creators will make things cross-compatible between like file sets or part sets or anything, because with things like this, you can really sort of make custom builds, because this thing used to be just a red and purple box standard, you know, red and purple Lynx, and then I went in with my own sort of, my color theory, as well as, oh, well, these parts will fit together and these parts might fit together, and things like the butt pad and everything just works so well and adds extra utility because of that. No two Lynxes will ever be truly the same, because you can do all these sorts of different things to them. And that is a big part of why I continue to say that 3D printing has changed the nerfing hobby forever. Like, I don't think we'll ever really be able to go back to really having a lot of handmade stuff that's like just lots of hardware store stuff, like lots of PVC, lots of polycarbonate and everything, which that stuff is really cool, and like I love the design work and the thought process behind that. Like, say with Captain Slug's old blaster, where it was just layers of polycarbonate, layers of plastic, hardware store standoffs and stuff to build up like the original Caliburn, for example. Stuff like this just makes it even better. And it means that we can rapid prototype much faster and much easier than, say, having to machine plastic out and everything, and then if you make a mistake while cutting or something, then that part is ruined, and so on and so on. But I've been rambling a bit too much. I just wanted to sort of show off my my FrankenLynx and what I've done with that hardware and everything for my original one, and just want to show off what you can do with 3D printing and, you know, kit bashing And yeah, let me know what you think of this build down below, and a big thanks to the patrons that are scrolling on the screen right now. Starting at $1 a month, you can help the channel out, get access to the patron-only Discord server, get access to files I've designed, like the custom Spectrum muzzle for the pistol kit and everything. And as ever, my name is Valor. Thanks for watching.